Hello, and welcome to this 2021 Spring Sports Meeting. My name is Ryan Olson, High School Middle School Athletic Director here at West Salem. First, I want to talk about how great of a winter season that we were able to have. We had 2 Conference Players of the Year, and we had 4 conference titles. We had an outstanding winter and were able to get in over 100 contests in a short season. This meeting will serve as your athletic spring sports meeting if you did not watch a fall or winter meeting. If you watched a fall or winter meeting, you don't have to watch this video, but if you did not watch one of those, then please watch this video, and in the link below there will be some questions. Please fill out and go through that. Thank you. Bridget Peterson is the high school athletic secretary, Mike Millat is the high school principal, and Justin Yane is the associate principal. The COVID guidelines that we're going to follow. So safety obviously is our number one concern for your child. We will follow county guidelines along with the WIAA guidelines. The registration process will look a little bit different this year, obviously, as we are going virtual with a lot of stuff online here with our meeting. So our health assessment, the hard copy form, the green physical form must be completed and signed and dated by a doctor. Alternate year form for those with physicals from previous year, you need to have that turned into your coaches. There is a 2020 fall extension form. It's for fall athletes only. It's if you were not able to get in due to COVID to get your physical done. You can go on our website where all of these forms are located on the athletic website, and you can download this and fill this out and turn it in day one of practice. This gives you an extension if you were not able to get your physical. Again, it's for fall athletes only. And then again, all of these forms are available on the athletic website. We want the registration process. Online athletic registration will be done on Skyward. Use your login name, ID, and password, and log in and register. WIAA residency. So a full-time student's athletic eligibility is only at the school within whose attendance boundaries they and their parents reside, and or where school tuition is paid for the beginning of the school year or sports season. A student's athletic eligibility can only transfer during a school year if it is caused by a full and complete transfer of residence by parents. The transfer rule by the WIAA: a student who transfers after their junior year shall be ineligible for competition at any level for 1 calendar year, but may practice unless the transfer is made necessary by a total change in residence by parents. So if you're just transferring schools after your junior year, you must sit out that whole year. A student athlete who transfers during his or her sophomore year or junior year may only compete at the JV level for 1 calendar year unless a waiver is granted by the WIAA, which you would then contact me, the athletic director, to go through that process. Transportation policy. Student athletes must ride to away events on school-provided transportation. Only parents may transport students home from an away event. It's always a good idea to have your student athlete ride home with the team for that team bonding and that team experience. However, we understand that situations may arise, but they are only allowed to ride home with a parent. Parents must sign the student out with a coach, and any unusual circumstance must be cleared through the athletic director at least 24 hours prior to the event. So if you have an appointment or something like that and it's on the way, things like that, you need to contact the athletic director, and we will work with that on a case-by-case basis. Hazing. Any action taken to produce excessive physical fatigue, embarrassment, or public ridicule. Please discuss hazing with your child. If you hear of hazing, please report it to an administrator immediately. Team captains should lead by example. Anything but a welcoming environment sabotages team chemistry. Sportsmanship. Everyone represents West Salem High School, our teams, and our community. Win with respect and lose graciously. Respectfully rowdy. Cheer for our players, not against our opponents. Social media. Athletes and parents, you should be courteous when posting on or commenting online. So again, you can see the little picture there. Just think about what you're doing before you post it. 24-hour rule. So after any sporting event, things like that, as a parent, player, give yourselves 24 hours before you are contacting that coach. Gives yourself some cool down time. Allows you to reevaluate the situation, and then also follow the chain of command, which we'll talk about here in a second. However, if it's a safety and emergency thing, then obviously contact the coach right away, or get in contact with who you need to about that safety or emergency. But again, give yourself 24 hours, give the coach 24 hours after a contest to make sure that everyone is cooled down and has had time to reevaluate. The chain of command. So first, it should be the student athlete should talk with the freshman, JV, or assistant coach first. Then after that, it goes to the varsity head coach. Now the parent, if that has not settled the issue, then the parent of the student should get involved with the athlete in talking with the varsity head coach, then to the athletic director, the building principal, superintendent, West Salem School Board of Education, and citizen of West Salem School District. It's important to follow these chain of commands. It's a great life lesson for student athletes, for them to be able to talk to their coach individually, things about playing time or whatever the issue is. It's a great way for them to learn and become better citizens going forward. Admission to events. Admission is collected for football, volleyball, boys and girls basketball, gymnastics, wrestling, and hockey. Adult admission is $4. Student admission is $2. Annual passes can be purchased at registration or in the high school office. Family pass is $100. Adult pass is $40. Student pass is $25. Senior citizen passes available in the high school office. Passes are not valid for WIA tournament games or tournament events sponsored by a team's activity group. Admission to the events right now are to be determined due to COVID. As something moving forward, we will get more information out to you, but right now we are not quite sure what that will look like. Code of conduct. You are pledging to abide by the expectations of the West Salem High School student athlete. Academic eligibility. So failing a course at the end of quarter 1, 2, or 3 yields a suspension through the following mid-quarter. A student athlete can regain eligibility at mid-quarter, providing all courses have a passing grade. Academic eligibility. Failing a fourth quarter course yields 40% suspension for all summer and or fall activities. A student athlete can regain eligibility at mid-quarter, providing all courses have a passing grade. Failing a semester course yields a suspension through the end of the following academic quarter. Incoming freshmen are exempt from the academic eligibility policy for the first quarter of their freshman year only. Academic eligibility, eligibility requirements, academic requirements. A student who is ineligible may not suit up for a game or events, but should attend all practices and meetings. A student who is ineligible will not be allowed to leave school early for athletic events. A student's ability to leave school early for athletic contests is subject to administrative approval. A teacher will contact administration with concerns if a student is struggling in class. If administration deems that the academic concern is great enough that they have the authority to hold the student back from leaving early and traveling with the team. If the student is held back from leaving early, the district will not provide any special transportation for said student. If requested, administration can give approval for the student to travel to the contest with his or her parent or guardian. School attendance. Students who miss any part of the school day due to illness cannot practice or compete that day. Students who miss any part of the school day due to any appointment must bring a doctor's note that day verifying the time frame of the appointment in order to practice or compete that day. Students are allowed travel time to and from the appointment only. Pre-excused absences are included in the above and are subject to the discretion of the administration. Check first. So make sure that if you are going to be gone, just check with the administration, stop in, talk to the secretaries, and they will make sure that it is a good use of being absent. Students cannot practice or compete if unexcused for any period of time. A parent call-in excuses school attendance, but only a doctor's note can allow athletic competition or participation. Call the high school office at the following number with any questions that you may have. Drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. So for your first violation, suspended from all performances, competitions, and activities when the violation is confirmed by administration or the designee. The suspension shall be in effect for 40% of the regular scheduled events for that season. If less than 40% of the season remains, the remaining percentage will be applied to the next activity in which the student participates and completes in good standing. Required to attend 4 educational sessions with school counselor or participate in an outside program that is approved by administration. If the participant self-refers within 48 hours of the offense, the suspension will be reduced to 20% of the regularly scheduled events for that season. Second violation. Suspended from all performances, competitions, and activities when the violation is confirmed by administration or the designee. The suspension shall be in effect for 1 calendar year. If the participant self-refers within 48 hours of the offense, the suspension will be reduced to 50% of the regularly scheduled events for that season if he or she is only in one sport. If the participation is in multiple sports, the suspension is 50% for the first sport, 25% for the second sport, and 10% for the third sport. To receive a reduction in suspensions, the participant is required to attend 4 educational sessions with a school counselor or participate in an outside program that is approved by administration. Conduct unbecoming of a Wassalem High School athlete. This appeals to athletes engaged in or who act as an accomplice to immoral, unlawful, or general unacceptable conduct. Consequences are determined by a 5-member co-curricular council. Performance-enhancing drugs. The WIA has included many PEDs on their banned substance list. Please discuss with your child and be informed and knowledgeable about what aids and other substances he or she uses. Contact the athletic director with any questions. In-season activity conflict. With administration approval, students can participate in individual contests which isolate separate sports skills outside the traditional competition setting. May not include physical contact. No school coach is involved. It is against rules to participate in a similar sport as the one you are currently playing without coach and AD approval. So if you are in cross country and want to compete in a 5K, you have to get approval from your coach and athletic director to compete in that. Concussions. So join with the Wassalem High School staff in taking head injuries seriously. We'll do impact testing, is available for all athletes and is required for some. Your coaches will fill you in and when we are doing that testing and how we are doing that testing. The impact testing is a baseline computerized exam. It's a useful tool in concussion management. More information, again, will come from your individual coach. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is olson.ryan@wsalem.k12.edu. athletic.wi.us. Please answer the following Google form to show that you have watched the individual sport video and the athletic director video. You'll be able to find the link to this form in the description below. Again, all of this is subject to change with guidelines updating, and we will do our best to get that information out to you as soon as we can. Thank you. Look forward to watching all of you compete. Make sure you go and watch your coach's video and fill out that form. Have a great day. Go Panthers.